Hello. Right before I started this video, Bruce Almighty, I love it, said, you're whooping their ASS. I feel it. I feel it. I can tell you what, in my day-to-day, there's definitely, I'm whooping butts and taking names. Taking names. I am indeed. Holy moly. Holy moly. But it's, at the same time, I don't look at it like that. I really don't. I'm more excited. I get so excited, truthfully, with seeing my own growth within myself. Like, I'm finding my old rhythm back. I'm finding my old desire to evolve in an industry and be on the right side of right within an industry. Like, when I first went into property management, I had that passion, I had that soul, I had that drive. And it came so easily, effortlessly, and abundantly to me. It truly did. But because I everything that I try by the every beacon fiber bone of my body, when I say something to someone, I move mountains to ensure that happens. When I'm in the business atmosphere, in the professional side of things, right? And when you're someone that just when you make promises, you move mountains to make sure those promises are made. But you can, over promise and under deliver. And that's what I started to do there towards the end, nearly 8-10 years later. Because there's only one of me and I only had so many resources. And it was just, it was draining the life out of me, but I allowed it. I was broken. I had a lot of moving parts going on in my life. I was battling my addiction, and because I wanted to know myself, not to mention all the players that I had, moving pieces in my life, and the dynamics within the company that I was working for, not to mention just the oddness and the peculiarness between the lack of professionalism and how a business should be maintained with the owner of the company or the manager of the company versus, said employees, and conversations that should and shouldn't be had. And so there's just a lot of things within that sphere of things that I've learned by the grace of God, because that's why everything I've walked through has been so divinely orchestrated, because I've had the eyes to be open to see the things within myself that I need to fix. Not so much the world outside of me, but things within myself I needed to fix. And see, a lot of people don't carry the eyes or the mindset to carry that. And you have to carry that in order to evolve. You're never going to evolve if you always think you're always right and you don't have things within yourself that you need to fix. You just aren't. You're going to stay right where you're at. You just are. It's just, unfortunately, it's just the truth. And I know that's hard for some people to hear. I really do. And I get that. I was that way for many, many years. But that said, I do feel a little bit different in reference to my energy and my strength and just things within myself, the growth I see within myself. And so, yeah, I guess I am kicking butt and taking names. I suppose. I'm not trying to do that intentionally by any means. I'm just being me. However, I wanted to touch on this because there's a couple things I wanted to touch on. I wanted to make a video and just express my gratitude and my gratefulness to those that have stood by me, silently or loudly, genuinely, and supported me silently or loudly, because there's tons in both atmospheres of that. And I know that. I feel that. I have an understanding of that. And I see it. And I just want to wholeheartedly express my gratitude, because all of your support is felt and appreciated. It gives me the will to keep going. And it gives me the will to survive. And it gives me the will to keep fighting the good fight. Of course, for my son, and being the example in that. And making up for lost times, for not being the parent I should have been for some odd years, right? And so that's a big factor of it as well. But I felt really, really compelled to just express my gratitude, because I couldn't have made it without you. I couldn't have made it without you, really. And to all those on the other side, you know, and being extra and being weird and whatever, you know, I love you too. You've helped me grow. You've helped me evolve, and you continually do. And so I appreciate it. I truly do. I got nothing but love for you. Nothing but love for you. All sides of the fence. But I wanted to touch on this because this was a really good video.
You're the perfect mix of sweet and salty.
Sweet and salty.
Like, you're a kind person. And there's a difference between being kind and nice.
I agree.
Because people that are nice, they're performative.
Mm-hmm.
They don't speak their truth, and they don't want conflict. Because a friend to everybody is a friend to nobody.
That's true. I had to learn that.
And you have no problem speaking your truth. And that comes off as salty sometimes. But
I don't have any problem speaking my truth. I really don't. There is a difference between being kind and being nice. I had to learn that. And I've learned that the last few years. I used to be nice and a people pleaser. To everybody and anybody, and you can step on me and spit on me and I'd still be nice to you. I would indeed. Because I always saw a lot in you. And I still do. Truthfully, I still do. But the difference is now is I carry a strength within me because I have self-worth and I have self-value. And I understand that no matter what the world says, no matter what the world creates around you, no matter what the illusions are, no matter what the tactics are, no matter what your trauma is, no matter how far up it goes, no matter how much power is controlled within it, it doesn't take away your worth or your value, because everything I just said is outside of you. It is not within you. You see? And see, there's a difference, a big difference between the two. And we've got skewed on it. We have. And so, had I not walked through everything that I have walked through, I wouldn't have been able to find my worthiness and my value within myself. I wouldn't have become somebody that I'm proud to be. And I'm still striving and thriving every day to be somebody tomorrow that I'm proud of. And then the next day and the next day and the next day, right? Because I'm not here to prove anything. I'm not here to prove anything to anyone, period. I'm here to prove it to myself and to the person that I am within myself, and prove it to God and Jesus, and recognizing who he is and what he did on the cross. Now, I know there's some skewedness that in the spiritual community, but I have my faith. And because of everything that I've seen and the understanding that I carry with God and the signs and synchronicities and just the relationship that we have, I know he does exist. Like 100%. And so did Jesus. And I do. And I'm not going to let anybody take that away from me. No. Now, is my faith different? Is my religion different than what we've been taught? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I respect everybody in their faith and their religious beliefs. And I hope and pray that we get to a day where people respect mine and how I walk and how I carry it and how I vocalize it and how I share it. Just as I do them. I mean, isn't that the goal? Isn't that the ultimate goal, right? I mean, I think all faith and religion should lead us back to the same place. Love within ourselves. The consciousness that resides inside of all of us. Recognizing we're all sinners. None of us are perfect. And nobody's above anybody. Right? And so it's just one of those things. But when you go down these angles and you think of these things, your mind's going to take you to a road and you're going to think a thought when it comes to like your finances, when it comes to how you run your business, how you conduct things, how you run your podcast, how you do all these things. You're like, oh, well, I'm here and I'm doing this for this, and this is what I'm achieving. And because I feel this, and God, I carry a faith, that makes it okay. And so you have to learn to remove that ego, because there's a lot of I in that. There's a lot of I.